What's up, Unfiltered Waters family? We are back for another episode, and this week is with Shaine Casas. He is an Olympian from Paris. He's a multiple-time NCAA champion. He's an American record holder, a world record holder, a world champion. He's one of the most versatile swimmers on the planet right now, and we are lucky enough to have him on Team USA. I'm showing my bias. Sorry, I'm American. It's fine. But we are so lucky to have him on the team and representing us. And he has been just such a critical member of Team USA, including on all the relays and individual events for a few years now. But I feel like he's finally kind of coming into his own and really stepping into that leadership role on Team USA. And Katie, it was so fun to really get to know him during this conversation.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it was unique because you and I both really hadn't spoken more than a couple words to him. Yeah. So I think it's such a fun experience to be able to ask questions genuinely. I don't know who you are and I don't know your story. And so I love Shaine's willingness to share. I feel like he was willing to go into some of his, mistakes and some of the narratives out there around him, as well as some of his triumphs and how he's really learning to trust. And there's just so many relatable pieces within the podcast, athlete, swimmer or not, that I think will be very much little nuggets for people when they listen.
Yeah, I agree. And he has such beautiful sentiments that come through. He's such a beautiful soul, and he's willing to kind of do the hard work. And especially leading into LA 2028, I think, the narrative behind Team USA after Paris was a little down. And I think having him in our corner and the way that he's trending right now, we are going to be just fine. And he is going to be kind of leading that charge. So without further ado, everybody, Shaine Casas.
Okay, so here's why most elite supplements fail to deliver results. It's not about what's on the label, it's about what actually gets absorbed. Many athletes invest thousands in premium blends and athlete-grade products, but despite that, their blood work often shows nutrient deficiencies. The real issue is bioavailability. If your body cannot absorb what you're taking, it doesn't matter how advanced it looks on paper. And I can speak to this firsthand. As an Olympic-level athlete, I'd try out tons of powders and pills and recovery systems that looked really promising on paper, but when my blood work came back, the results were super underwhelming and I was frustrated. The truth about most of these products is that they aren't absorbed properly. And without absorption, nothing else matters. IM8 fixes this with a single research-backed solution, Daily Ultimate Essentials. It replaces up to 16 separate products with 92 high-impact nutrients in one powerful, great-tasting drink. Let me say this again. Great-tasting drink. It's like apple juice. Built for absorption, not marketing. IM8 uses nutrient forms your body actually recognizes and absorbs. And this is not another brand with flashy packaging. IM8 is co-founded by David Beckham and backed by a scientific advisory board that includes experts from NASA, the Mayo Clinic, Cedars-Sinai, and Yale. If you're serious about results, stop wasting money on supplements your body cannot absorb. Switch to IM8. One scoop a day, 92 nutrients built for performance, backed by science. Shaine Casas, welcome to Unfiltered Waters.
So happy to have you. You are coming off such of a high meet, and I want to get right into, okay, so you're swimming in Singapore, 50 back, 100 fly, 200 IM, 4x1 freestyle, plus other relays like the medley and stuff. And I think one thing that I've loved watching about you throughout the years is kind of how you've you're fit, obviously you're a swimmer, but kind of leaning into swimming multiple events on different days, especially over the past year. So I want to know what has been the biggest difference for you this past year training with Bob that's kind of allowed you to lean into swimming more events and doing doubles, even at pro swims and stuff.
Yeah. So I think the first thing was, Bob and I, we kind of had to figure out what I needed to do to get, to the level to be able to do those doubles. So I know, we haven't even hit a year yet, but I know,
that's crazy.
We've just been working on a base and, all the things that he does in his system. We've just been slowly, we show up every day. And actually at the beginning of the season, it was super challenging because I was not able to really handle like the workload as well as
Yeah.
others. I know I would struggle. Like I could have one good day and then I would have a lot of bad days. I wouldn't call them bad days, but not at the same level, or near what I'm capable of. So that was super frustrating the first maybe like 6 months, just working with Bob now. And which is crazy because going into short course worlds, I only had maybe 6 months or not, probably less than that with him. So I know I maybe didn't like show it, but I was pretty nervous about like what I could do and how I'd be able to handle the transition and like how would it have affected my swimming. And I did super well. So that was like, okay,
Yeah, you
you
were
can kind of
incredible
like,
at short
Yeah,
course
yeah.
worlds.
That's
yeah,
an
you can kind of like
understatement, I would
Yeah.
say.
breathe a little bit and,
Yeah.
you know, okay,
It's
this
good.
is
It's
great.
working.
So yeah, and then after that, he just like really emphasized like getting fit, and I didn't really understand like what he meant like in the grand scheme of things, but I know what he's talking about was, trials, like being able to do a full meet lineup, which is something I've not really done well to this point, until finally a couple weeks ago at trials, like I was able to minus the 100 back, but I don't know why I didn't do that. But I raced every day, multiple times, some days doubles, and even though it's a 50, it still was a little bit challenging. The 100 fly 50 back double. I think a
Yeah.
lot of that was, we did that in training, and it allowed me to do that whenever it mattered at the meet.
Definitely. What are you doing on the emotional side, managing, not only physically, but throughout a meet with like highs and lows and like, warming down and warming up. I don't think people who aren't in it or haven't done multiple events truly get how much harder that is on the emotional side. So how did you attack that piece?
I'm definitely still learning, like how to manage that. I think one thing that stood out was, I think after my 100 fly, I was upset because I've kind of been floating around that like 50-point mid range for quite some time. And I'm sure you can understand how frustrating it is to show up, especially for years, and not really kind of see any progress.
Yeah.
So I did think I was going fast in that, but I didn't. So I just kind of was pretty negative, and I was just telling him like that was such a bad swim and all this type of stuff. And he kind of like scolded me and got after me because, um, he was just sharing that you have to allow yourself to like have a good moment, and
Yeah.
more so like the psychology of like being positive and like blocking out negative self-talk and, stuff like that to like basically convince yourself and like believe that you can just keep getting better, because it's kind of hard to, go up that path if you're constantly talking down on yourself, which I've been pretty notorious about. I've always just been kind of like a negative person with like how my swims have gone because I've just not really been satisfied with them. So that was like the first thing that I kind of thought about. And it's definitely true. Like I think it's much easier to just, chalk it up to, a few things weren't great, but we can fix that and be much faster.
I'm super curious about what swims you feel most satisfied after. Are they wins? Are they best times? Are they barriers? Because I think like we can all relate. Like we're all kind of our own worst critic for the most part, but
Yeah.
it seems like you are especially hard on yourself. So what are those satisfying swims for you?
I'm gonna have to think. Let's think. I think 2021 NCAA's was great for me for a lot of stuff that I was dealing with, and trying to like push through to be able to win three individual events. That was kind of tough. The times were okay. I was never really happy with the times, anyways. But again, it was like kind of like what I was able to do, in the circumstance. 2021 short course world championships. After I missed the Olympics, I won the 100 back. That was like a definitely probably my favorite because of how much resilience and, drive I had to get to that point, in just such a short amount of time. And then I'd probably say, what else? I don't know. I wish there was more. I wish there was like way
I
more that I
know,
could talk about.
but
A lot
that's
of my swim at
good.
nationals in 2022 were great. Um,
How do you define when you're saying like you're thinking back
And
like,
then my
oh, that was
trials. Oh, sorry.
great.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
trials. Yeah.
So,
what are
and
you
then my
thinking
trials
about?
2 a.m.
Your trials, yeah, yeah. Like, so is it a feeling? Is it like you hit the benchmark of your best time? Like, what makes it where you're like, check, that's it?
I think it's a combination,
Yeah.
but for myself, unfortunately, I don't think I've ever been in a meet where I feel like all the puzzles or the pieces to the puzzle were kind of together. And in reality, it's kind of like that for everyone. So,
Yeah.
there's never going to be a perfect meet. But I do feel sometimes I have a little less pieces together than others. And it's by many choices and factors that you can control and sometimes you can't. Um, but I believe like trials, for example, I was in such a weird spot because I had been having consecutively such bad meets and kind of like seasons. And it was kind of going into Olympic trials. It's kind of not like the most ideal thing.
No.
And like I missed the hunter back final. So I was kind of like, oh, like, well, my last shot to do it is coming up. And I scratched a hunter fly because for whatever reason, I was just super confident with that race, even though honestly, I don't even know how fit I was, like compared to like other years. I think I might have been a little bit out of shape at that meet. Um,
Wait,
and
at Olympic trials, you were out of shape?
I swear, like I remember doing pace with Eddie and like backstroke and breaststroke. I was like already gassed. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna do freestyle. We're just gonna go.
You're like, I can't.
We're just gonna. Yeah, normally like what I would do, like what I like to do for like IM or any race is just kind of like either pace or like the back end.
Yeah.
Just kind of like to feel what that second 50 is like because the first 50 is a little bit of a given or the first half. So I did that, and I do remember doing just backstroke and breaststroke and being like, "Shit, dude! Like, there's no point in doing
Yeah, like,
freestyle.
are you
We're
spooked
just
at that
gonna."
point? Like,
I was just, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. There was so many
yeah.
weird, unanswered things going on with me that this previous season, and I haven't really figured them out. And I honestly, I've kind of just let it go. Like
Yeah.
I don't really look back at it. More so, it's just like I just think about like the experiences and stuff from those years.
Well, I think about what you mentioned with Bob, and I think something that Bob is excellent at is creating process, right? And creating your confidence from process. And so when you think about, obviously at Olympic trials, you didn't feel confident. When you think about where you're drawing your confidence from now, where does that majority of it come from?
Yeah. I believe before I was very confident in my ability. But I had bounced around so many different types of training. Like I
Yeah.
moved to Austin at one point to train with Nitro just to like try and see what it's like to be on like such a rigid and high performing team. And that helped me out. But then, I ended up ultimately going home and kind of figuring things out again on my own. But like you said, with Bob's process, that is something that he builds your confidence in. And that's something that I had to teach myself and be a bit more coachable with. It's not something you don't just show up and you could just be a badass, here and there. You kind of have to show up multiple times a day, every single day throughout the entire season. And like I shared with you, it was super hard to jump into that different version of training and just stay consistent with it. It took a lot of time to like physically be able to be strong enough to do that. And then psychologically, this is without a doubt like the most competitive
Yeah.
training group ever. Like I know you were here much earlier, like this fall, and it's even crazier now than it was then. Because everyone's just more in shape and there's more studs here. Like Leon's probably been the biggest addition. It's just kind of it's tough to be in such an elite group and still be an elite swimmer and be competitive and know that like some days, even if you are doing kind of like your best, it might not be enough. So that's something you have to like navigate within yourself and like still be able to remember like, hey, if I have a set where I might have got bested in something, it doesn't mean that, they're better than me or vice versa. Just because you might be doing well does not mean you can just kind of take your foot off the gas
Yeah.
and be like, all right, well, it should be easy from here. You just kind of have to just keep with it and stay with that. So it's been quite a learning experience.
Yeah, I feel like that
I
program
bet.
is one that you have to show up every practice being the best version of
Absolutely.
you that day, which of course is never going to be 100% all the days, but I are you a good trainer, Shaine? Is that like something that you enjoy doing and you're like one of the best in the pool, or is it just like you kind of get through it?
I've always thought of myself as a good trainer,
Yeah.
and I've always pushed myself like super hard, swimming, dryland weights. I've always kind of just been somebody that is up front, but it was for a long time like I could not get to the front during the fall. Like
Yeah,
I
you
would
said
try,
six
but
months.
yeah,
That's a long
um,
time.
Oh,
it took a lot, and
yeah.
even now, like we're definitely way more, specialized versus the beginning of the season. The beginning of the season, we all kind of were together, but now since it's like, taper, but we're still like going up, all of us are going up to different parts. So I'm
Mhm.
in like the more sprinty, I guess less yardage group.
Yeah.
Um, but like, Rex, Carson, Leon, all these other guys, Luke, they're all like in the middle distance and higher. So
Mhm.
we kind of don't overlap that much as much as we did a couple weeks or months ago. Um, but for the most part, yeah, I mean, he also makes us go to the front of each lane. Like, even if I didn't want to,
Oh, really?
he's like, your ass is over there in front. And I'm like, oh, okay. All
So
right.
he calls you out and he's like, Shaine, you're leading lane
Oh
today.
yeah. Oh yeah, dude. He
Oh,
was
wow.
screaming at me probably the most in the fall, like
Oh,
just because I kept dying over
How
and
do you
over and over.
Shaine.
respond to that?
Yeah.
Like, are you
No, I love
someone
it.
that
I love
Oh,
it.
you
Yeah.
love it.
I
Oh,
Okay.
that's
love it.
awesome. So you
Yeah.
get like fired up. You're like, yeah, let's
Oh,
go.
hell yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. I want to go back a little bit to your just the piece of your story in 2021. You mentioned it a little bit, but I just feel like there's so many learnings, there's so much perspective shift. I want to talk about 2021 because I feel like everything I've read, everything I've heard from you it was such a pivotal moment in terms of, I know you mentioned there were mistakes made, and I feel like it almost made there be pieces of you that were misunderstood, at least from the outside looking in. And I have a lot of respect for people who can talk about that and then learn from it and just become successful in the best versions of themselves. So if you're willing, I would love to hear about that time and then just hear truly what qualities you've gained from that year.
Yeah. So if what I'm guessing is kind of just like the like rumors or the well, what would you call it? Like the narrative that was given to me.
Hearsay. Yeah.
Yeah, hearsay. So I think it kind of just goes back to, more like the college time frame of my career. Uh, Basically, like any college kid, a lot of people sometimes maybe like get their priorities mixed up, or things happen that kind of stick out. And for me personally, I didn't party a lot in high school. So going to college was a little bit of a difference, and I think not being able to manage that and kind of bunker down, especially towards the end, I think that's where this narrative and reputation came from. Because um, if you follow anything with swimming, people love to assume that like
Yes.
I'm like a party animal now, and like I struggle with like balance with like work and play. Um, and to be fair, when you get arrested for public intoxication, it's kind of hard to like say that those rumors aren't true. But the reality was it was just kind of the wrong place, wrong time type of thing. And I remember um, that it was just like a normal Saturday night in college. Like, you go out, and then a lot of things happen in a like just like a weird circumstance I, for some reason, didn't charge my phone when I went like before going
Of
out.
course, Murphy's
Um,
Law.
Yeah.
maybe drink a little too much, but that happens. And then I just got separated from my friends, so I just kind of um, obviously pretty intoxicated, couldn't order an Uber home or get like a ride or meet up with anyone, and then kind of just like it was getting late, so I decided I was just gonna like run home because
Run.
that's what guys do. Like I
I know
couldn't
that
explain
girl.
it.
Shane's like,
You
oh, I'm
can,
good.
yeah, girls don't do that, but
No.
guys, yeah, like, and that's
Shane, I
not the
love you.
first time. The crazy thing is, that's not the first time I've done it, and I'm not even the only one in my own friend group that
Of
did
course you're
that
not.
that
Of
night.
course you're not.
Yeah,
It's a quick 10.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it was like 2 miles home,
Okay.
and
Okay.
so I was just going home, and then I don't know what happened. Somebody just kind of like, or maybe they were patrolling around and they got a call like, oh, like somebody's like drunk out, whatever. That happens. Basically, I'm trying to remember because like I was very drunk.
Yeah. And it was
But
long ago.
I think basically the thing was I was too drunk to be left or like to like walk home on my own or whatever. So they were saying that I was like a risk to myself or the safety or whatever. So they just had to arrest me and take me downtown. And I was like, are you f***ing kidding me? I'm getting arrested right now. And
You're like, I'm half a mile from home. I'm in the middle of
no,
my run.
it was insane. I wish I could show you how close I was to my house. I was on the same street. I lived on Luther Street, and I was at what is that road? So it's like this is Luther Street this way, and this is another street, and I was just at the corner at the stop sign,
No.
and I just had to go. I'm not even kidding. 0.2 miles
Oh my
down Luther Street, south or whatever, and I would have been good.
Dang.
Yeah. And then, yeah, so that happened. And the timing was, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was in May. So it was like, and this was like supposed to be like the last weekend of going out.
Yeah.
And of course that happened. And I was like, man. So that happened. And then it eventually got out. I don't know how, rumors spread. And then somehow like Swim Swam got like a hold of it or something like that. And I was like,
Yeah.
whatever, dude. Yeah. And then went on to not make the team. So that became like this huge deal. Like people were like, oh, like this kid's an idiot. He's, he partied himself out of not making the team and all this stuff. That could be true. Like maybe I could have just really bunkered down. But I think, we'll never know like what difference would have happened if, I didn't, drink, at all that year or something. Like, who knows? Like, obviously, maybe could have been better, but Hunter still, got the best of me in that final and Murphy. So, and I honestly, like, I went pretty fast. I was like 2:07. I was on my best time, especially at that time.
Yeah.
I don't think I could have done much more. So, yeah. But as soon as that happened, it was sealed, like, the narrative, and my
Yeah.
reputation was kind of like stained with that thing.
Yeah.
And it was pretty annoying because I know I was very committed and very like focused on swimming, but maybe the stress of all of it, I went to a bad outlet and it kind of got mixed up and I got in trouble. Also, all that happened, and then I kind of just couldn't get away from it, and then of course I think ultimately my time was kind of like overstayed at A&M. As great as it was, I think like anyone kind of, gets too big for some places. And I think like I had to just move on and go somewhere else. And it happened to be, like 80 miles
Yeah.
away just here at
Yeah.
UT. So that was kind of like cool to do. But first I kind of had to just figure out that entire fall by myself because I was not willing to do college swimming anymore because, for some people, it's just not for them. I'm definitely, I love Team USA and I can like really dive into that part, but I just couldn't really be on like a team and focus about like a team title or a team race or anything like that anymore. I really wanted to just lock in on Shaine swimming because, ultimately I felt like I had done everything I possibly could have at my college. I won, set a bunch of records. You could keep winning and set more records, but I think I was just and obviously missing the team, like I did not care anymore. I just really wanted to get back on the track that I was on to be an Olympian. So I just, I told my coaches I couldn't do it. And of course, I love them and they try to talk me out, but I made my decision and I was not changing my mind. So I trained kind of like all of that fall, like by myself and, with one of my like close friends. He like just swam club in high school, but he was just like, bro, I'll just train with you. We'll
That's
just
so
get fucking
nice.
jacked.
Awesome.
No, he's a real one. He's great. He's fire. And then so we did that for a long time, and then ultimately like feelings and like everything kind of settled, and I was able to like kind of like jump back in with the college team, but just be like a pro for a little bit with them, and that was like the tail end. So they still, even though I was leaving and kind of maybe they weren't that happy I was leaving, they still were they were open to me being with them, and they sent me off as best as they could, which is super nice of them. I appreciated that. And then I went on to have like a solid world championships.
Yeah, solid. You had 6 medals. Like, I mean, you crushed it.
It was
I feel like
good.
that was
Yeah.
like kind of like your breakout moment. Truly, like I'm here to stay.
Yeah, thank God Murphy was like, I'm not trying to go, because I think him declining his spot let me go. So thank you.
Thank you,
Shout out
Ryan.
Yeah, thank you, Ryan, for giving me that. But yeah, from that point, I was able to get back on track. Just a little down period, people have it. And then moved to Texas, and then kind of the same thing, we're just focused on trying to get better. And I was under legendary Eddie Reese.
The best.
What a man. Yeah.
Yes.
What a man.
Yes. And it was insane. Like, like moving from a smaller city, college is huge, but just more of just like a college town to like a city.
Right.
I think I needed that. Cause you could separate college and the city's still huge. So I felt like I could grow up so much just in that first year I was here, not only as a swimmer and as an athlete, just as like a person. That was great. Met a lot of people, met a lot of good people. Austin's a super lively city. So that was just kind of like super thrilling to be a part of. And then also that season was just kind of like go, go, go. Like I remember I got there, Pro Series trials, Worlds. I made my first long course Worlds team that summer, and then dual in the pool, and then
So
World
fun.
Cup, and then short course Worlds, all in that first year. So I was like, dude, this is sick. Like,
Yeah.
I love swimming. Like, I was so excited. That was a great season.
So hold on, when you're hitting up Eddie to so correct me if I'm wrong. You leave A&M. Is that when you go to Nitro to train?
No, I went to Nitro when I was like 17. My mom,
so this was when
she
you
just
were
sent
in,
me
like,
out. She was like,
McAllen.
you need to lock in. Yeah.
Okay, copy. So you're in McAllen, you go to Nitro, then you go to A&M. So were there any other schools on the table, or were you like, it's Eddie Reese or bust?
More so college or after?
I guess
like,
places to train, like after you were obviously done swimming
Okay.
in college, but was it Eddie all the way?
Oh, 100%. I was like, I need to go to Austin. I need to be with Eddie. I need to be. And this also kind of like goes back to whenever I was a kid. I did want to be a Longhorn.
Okay.
But I knew that for me, going to A&M was something that I was set on doing after I kind of figured that, maybe Texas wasn't for me right now. I don't really know why I was so like set on A&M over Texas as a kid, but I just knew as a kid I was going to go to A&M, and if I ever swam at Texas, I don't know how that would have worked out, but
Yeah.
I always knew I was just going to go to A&M first.
Wow.
It's crazy.
So when
I took I felt like an asshole because I took all my recruiting visits, or like 4 of them, and I was like, yeah, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No.
Yeah, I remember like one of the coaches, I don't remember which stop. He's like, "Oh, do you want to get some merch?" And I was like, "Nah."
we're good. We don't need to go to the
I was
bookstore.
like,
It's fine.
"My bad, bro." But yeah, I mean, I was pretty right, like
Yeah.
got almost all 9 out of 10 things,
Like,
90%.
spot on. So
Yeah.
after you leave A&M, that phone call with Eddie, did you reach out to him and you were like, hey, I'm considering coming? And I'm assuming he was
Yeah.
super receptive.
Yeah, I think he was just more so like concerned with like compliance and all that. So I
Oh,
reached out and then I had to talk to Carson actually. I think I had to
Huh.
talk to Carson.
wow.
We had that little bonding moment of both getting third. We still
Yeah.
talk about
Right.
that.
Right.
Yeah. And then so I think I remember I would text Carson and they would kind of just like, relay messages to like navigate like the legality of all of that.
Yeah.
So I did that and then funny enough, I think I went to class during the fall and that like disqualified me for like
What?
transferring.
I didn't
So
know that.
yeah, I went to like one class and then they were like, yeah, you cannot transfer anymore or something like that. I don't know. They were
Oh,
like, you're gonna have to sit out. And I was like, nah, screw that. I'm just gonna be a pro or something.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
then, I ultimately was just like, all right, I'll just come over and just swim then.
Yeah.
So yeah. So then, yeah, that kind of
Yeah.
like fast forwards through Worlds, and then right after Worlds, get back, and then just hop over here, just move in.
Hmm.
That's awesome. I mean, thank you for taking us through all of that. I mean, I didn't want to take you back into like the times that are probably not fun to remember, but the reason I asked it is there are so many kids who are in college who make mistakes, right? Like,
Oh
and
yeah.
because you're, more of a prolific figure, you're swimming at the top of the Team USA, like it's going to get reported on, right? And so I think having listeners hear that and hear that journey and talk through it and understand the steps you've taken to get to the other side, I just think it's super relatable. So I guess when you think back to that, like what do you think got you through, and what advice would you give to, another athlete in high school or college who maybe has made a mistake and kind of wants to get out from under it?
Yeah, absolutely. I did nothing wrong. I was 21 when it happened. I might have, some things happened, and
Yep.
the law exists for a reason. Maybe I should have just done things a little bit differently. But no, I totally am like conscious of what happened, and I learned about like balance and responsibility. And also like I kind of like take what happened and just got better with that. So
Yeah.
like when it's time to really buckle down, you buckle down and you can find outlets that don't have to be partying or anything like that. You can kind of go walk around or watch a movie or something.
Yeah.
You don't have to
Yeah.
get face. But yeah, like it's okay to make a mistake. Like it happens. Like I'm not the only swimmer that's ever happened to. I can tell you
Nope.
that.
Nope. Definitely not.
I can tell you that. And like when they do happen, you gotta wake up and grow up. Like I remember having to tell my mom what happened, and obviously my family is super upset, but I had to grow up and face what happened. And those steps that I did after that was because of that. I just forced myself to grow up and get better. And I had to leave my home and restart to kind of like figure things out, figure myself out again. And that's okay. Like
Yeah.
that's a part of life. And I think like those moments like that kind of give you confidence and a little bit of insight, and how to like navigate other things and other things that might come up.
Yeah. We're all human.
Well, just like I feel like I'm just such a believer in like that type of stuff to me makes more of a positive impact on the success than anything else. And it's very clear in the
For sure.
way that you're speaking and the way that you're talking about your time now in Austin. Like if that hadn't happened, maybe you wouldn't be going to Austin and maybe, you know what I
Totally.
Yeah.
mean? So
No, I mean,
it all makes sense.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, my friends, I think today they were like, we were talking about the Tokyo Olympics, and me and Carson were like, oh yeah, like don't know what that's like.
Yeah, you're like, cool
And
guys.
and somebody was like, yeah, like, do you think you would still be here, or you would be here now if you had made it? And I said, probably not.
Wow.
Isn't it
Like I
wild
probably
how the
would have,
universe-
I probably would have wrote out, what was going on in A&M,
Yeah.
if I had made it. Which, looking back on it, I hope not, because I'm pretty happy right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can like feel your happiness in the
too.
screen, which is awesome. I want to go back to, you mentioned how much you love Austin, and I feel like I mean, I don't know you well, But I would love to know, like, what about the city you love most, and that brings you a lot of joy, like outside of the pool, of course.
Yeah. So I'm like really trying to lean into the like balance of training and then still having a social life.
Yeah.
And honestly, like excluding, even going out with friends or anything like that, like it's kind of hard to like find any time because I'm always so tired. But sometimes I just
I know.
get a cup of coffee and I'm like, get your ass out of the apartment. So yeah,
You're
that's like
leaving today,
that is the first thing. Like whenever I do have time, half the time I'm just napping anyways. So
Yeah.
like I live in a dope ass city, but I don't do anything.
It's
But
so
I'm trying
hard.
to. I'm trying so hard. But like you exclude, because Austin is known for it, the night scene or whatever, you exclude that. You can drive south, north, east, west. You can go on a walk, like a nice scenic walk. You
Yeah.
can walk around the lake. You could drive out to the lake. That's super sweet. There's a lot of trails, so many like little things, because Austin's like super hippie. Like you could find like all this little hole in the wall stuff to do. It's just so like relaxing. Like
Yeah.
I felt pretty relaxed living in this city. And for the most part, it's fairly young. You have big college and then a lot of like new like tech jobs, like a lot of
Oh,
people,
yeah.
too many people from Cali, but no, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
But yeah.
There are though.
Yeah, Austin, I feel
There
like is
it's
blowing up
it's
too
it's like a
fast.
Cali like pipeline.
Yeah.
But it's super young. Like there's just so much to do. From the standpoint, especially where I came from, where if it wasn't football season, there was jack to do. Like
Yeah.
Like
you
at
can do anything in College Station. Yeah, you can.
Oh,
So yeah, coffee. The food's crazy.
yeah.
I try not to eat out that much because I don't want to get fat. But
Yeah.
uh,
Fair.
So do you cook?
I try to. It's
Okay.
okay.
It's I love
It's
it.
okay.
Honestly,
It's
I'm the
okay.
same. It's edible. Do I love it?
Yeah.
I love it.
No, it's
Could a restaurant do it
it's
better
okay.
and more tasty?
Probably.
You're
Yeah.
talking to two people that are like, order in. We are
Like
not
DoorDash is like my life.
All we've done since she's been here is DoorDash.
That's so true.
Yeah. So
Wait, tell me
Yeah,
about
that-
DJing. Do you DJ in
Yes.
Austin?
I have.
I need to know more.
I actually do too. I'm gonna pause. You had such a cool set in Budapest after Short Course Worlds that last night.
Yeah. How crazy was that?
I
My
looked up
friend
and I was
Abdul.
Shane? What?
Yeah, honestly, nobody knows about that because I was like, I don't know if I should be doing this right now. I feel like I could get in trouble, but yeah, like there
Oh,
was an
that's
after party, and this guy, he's a promoter. He has like a company or something, but he does like events, like private events,
Yeah.
and he like and he swam, and he reached out to me. He's like, dude, like you should DJ, and I was like, I know how to. I can if you want me to.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was kind of fun.
It was an awesome night, I will say. The vibes were great.
It was a cool night.
Oh, thanks to Shane.
Oh,
So-
wow. Wait, so how did you
Sweet.
learn how to do that? Where did that start? I have so many questions.
Started in college. My
Okay.
best friend, his name's Wasim, he taught me, and like we kind of like learned together. And we did like all like little house parties, pre-games, and all
Yeah.
that stuff. Nothing like crazy. Like I guess I'm not helping myself out with that whole like arresting because I sound like a party
No.
animal. But
No.
Pause. I don't think
But yeah.
DJ, like any DJ I've ever met is, like I've met like 20 of them, but like
Yeah.
I've met 3, are sober. Like to be a DJ, you have to be like on it constantly. So I actually
Yeah.
don't equate the two at all. Just I'm going to disclaimer that to
Yeah.
anyone
Yeah, that's
listening.
fine.
interesting because I do not. But
Oh,
that's good that you do.
Shane.
That's good that you do. So yeah, just like, and it's just for fun, like
Yeah, yeah.
we did that. And then I went to Austin, and then Austin has like so much stuff going on. I was like, well, maybe like
Yeah.
if I'm free, like I could do something. And I went to like a school and I was learning like music production, like the actual like fundamentals of like DJing and stuff. That stuff is easy. It gets easy. Like after like 2 months, you're good to go.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that was like a huge outlet for myself, and it still is. Like it's just like fun. and it has nothing to do with like beating myself up and pushing to 15 meters and all that. It's just fun, which everybody needs that in their life, just some fun.
Yeah. It goes back
Yeah.
to balance. It's
Yeah.
like, you
Yes.
know, like who are you
Yeah.
outside of the pool? And you see, like, you have a lot going on. Do you think you would ever want to get into producing music?
Well, I wouldn't say like I like legitimately do it. I
Yeah.
know how to do stuff and like I can make a remix of whatever, or I can like
That's
make
so
stuff,
cool.
but it's not like insanely good. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't be swimming right now. But it's
But
okay.
We're thinking of the
One day.
after, Shane. The after.
Maybe, I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
oh, that'd be so cool.
Um, yeah, it's just super fun. It's kind of hard to find hobbies that you have the time and energy for. So I
Yes.
found that, and I've been around music. I was in band as a kid. It's kind of nerdy, but
What
I play the
instrument?
trombone.
Oh, the trombone.
Trombone.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
know.
understand the trombone, like how you know where to
It,
stop.
yeah, it is cool.
Well, I
I
mean,
was
same
okay
thing
at
with
it
you
too.
with
I
violin.
like,
I'm like, how do you know when you're like? I feel like that for any instrument. It
I
just
guess that's true. Like you just like it's like muscle memory. Like you
yeah, I mean, they teach you and you learn, but yeah, I was good at that. I do regret not continuing that, but for some reason, kids think you can only be a jock or like a nerdy
for
musician,
sure.
and I'm like, why did I do that?
I
Because who
know. You
knows?
could pick
Could
it
have been
up.
some like jazz thing or something right now.
That would actually be really cool. Is there a good
Yeah,
jazz scene in Austin?
pretty good, pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah,
yeah. There's actually, I mean, if you think through all like, Katie can play the piano, your violin, like you can play the trombone, like who plays like like we
Well,
could
the
have a
Litherland triplets, they like are doing their own thing
they
yes.
like
in
do music like full
Japan.
time now.
Yeah.
Yes, and then
There's a
is it
lot of people that
Lydia
play
Jacoby?
music.
Like
Oh yeah.
everyone, yeah, you
Yeah.
guys could have a full blown
We got a whole band. We
whole
got our
band.
brass section over here. We got our
Let's
remix
go.
DJ producer. Shane actually does everything for us. Like,
Well, I want to talk a little bit of shifting back to swimming for a second of just what you're thinking about for Singapore, what you're
yeah.
excited about most. I mean, it sounds like it's going to be an epic meet.
Um, for me, I'm I'm excited to be the swimmer that people were hoping I would be again. I think it was crazy. Like I'm telling you, like I would talk to my friends about this, and like maybe people outside of swimming because they kind of like they understand, they see like the other side. But it was crazy to be at that meet at two different points. One time when I was like clinging on, like trying to make the team because I was not performing well and just in such a weird spot. And then the other time when the spotlight was on me and I was doing well. It was just crazy to see how I've gone from that position, learned some things, fixed some stuff, and I can get to this part. Um, I was super happy about that. Like the times, didn't care about. Winning, don't care about. Being able to kind of like be the high performing athlete that I was known to be, I was hyped. I was hyped for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm pumped for that. So that is what I'm trying to carry into Worlds. Times, don't care about. Records, all the stuff I do not care about. That's more of a measure of success, but I don't really like view that anymore. It's more so about those like steps that I've taken, like making the team the way I did. That was great. Um, you know, that's kind of like how I view it. So like with that same thing, my goal is to just be for sure, in the finals, medals, that's all great. But I just need to be performing at a point where I can be very confident moving forward in this quad, but also like what I've learned and gone through these last couple of years, like that's what I'm trying to get into. So I just need to get into that rhythm of being a very high performing competitive athlete.
Yeah, I feel like
Cool.
you kind of said it earlier. You had all those puzzle pieces and you felt like some of them were missing. I feel like you're
Yeah.
finally like unveiling the whole puzzle. And dude, it goes back to the idea of like everything is going to happen for XYZ reason. And for you to be heading into a quad with a home Olympics on the horizon,
Pretty
I
sweet.
get giddy thinking about how everything I feel like is adding up so great for you. And it's like, yeah, you can say the universe is doing it, but I truly, at the end of the day, it's you doing it. And like, you're putting yourself in these positions. And so it's refreshing to see you be human, but then also like have this opportunity to rise to the occasion. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
good job. That wasn't a question. It was just, you're crushing
Okay.
it.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I'm stoked.
I mean, it does make my heart happy too, because I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, like you are harsher to yourself than most people. Like it feels like a lot's going on in your head and you're beating yourself up. And so I feel like I was the same. And so there's such a relief in hearing you say, like, I just feel like I want to swim confidently, right? And like not have that just like kind of monster in your head, like just throwing punches. And so
Yeah.
to be at a world championships and like regardless of what happens, just feel like I can take a breath.
Yeah.
That's just gotta feel so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is by no means like a safety net. Like I truly feel like this. Like
Oh yeah.
I've spent multiple years just kind of like sitting back and watching people be in positions or do things that I know I'm capable of. So it kind of taught me a lot about myself, a lot about patience and like, with the moment coming, like being prepared for it. So I think having those down years are making these like, I guess like upward years much more satisfying and possible.
Yes.
Yeah. You needed them
Yeah.
to be where you are now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So nice to be on the other side of it. When you're in
Of
it,
course,
people are like, "This is happening to you for a reason." You're like, "Shut up!"
You're like, "Oh, yeah,
and then
thanks."
you're on the
Yeah.
other end, and you're
Well,
like, "It all makes
Yeah, I
sense."
mean, it's just more about like the work that I put in
Yeah.
to get to it. It's not just kind of like happening like, all right,
Exactly.
Shane can win now. Like
Right.
put into the it's Shane's turn to win, or
Yes.
this person can win now.
It's been coded in. We're good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Well, we're going to go into our power play section, which is our rapid fire, fun, off the wall sometimes questions. So get ready.
Okay.
My first question is, what is a food that you refuse to share?
Refuse to share. Burger. Like somebody's like, oh, could I have a bite of that? No, you're insane if you're
Yeah.
touching my
Yeah.
burger.
No.
Yeah.
It's fair.
finger food.
Cheeseburgers
This is
specifically.
not-
I love cheeseburgers.
Cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
also awkward. Like, it's not like, oh, can I have a fry? Like, you got to like, it's kind of like,
Yeah.
hand it.
got to
yeah.
really like get into it.
Your
like,
hand and your mouth are now on my food. So
Yeah.
no, thank you.
no deal.
No deal. Okay. Who is your favorite artist right now?
Artist, Drake. Easy. Huge Drake fan. But like I'm also like into like electronic music, so there's probably a million DJs I could say. Yeah, but like artist, like I think he's just cool. Like his music's crazy. Drake.
Have
for
you
sure.
seen him in concert?
No, I haven't.
Oh, gotta
I
put
need
that-
to.
I haven't either.
Yeah,
I
you
want
do.
to. He's been
Yeah,
in Nashville
I
a
need
couple
to.
times, and I'm always like, oh, I've heard his concerts are just like
Like
unbelievable.
unreal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I just watched the Astroworld documentary and I don't want to go to a concert now, so I don't know.
Oh well, that's,
have you
that's
seen-
extreme.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Well, now I'm like just tweaking about that stuff. So
You're like, I'll maybe take a break from concerts.
I'll just
Yeah.
be like with binoculars, like
Yeah,
a mile
Why?
away.
Rent a hotel room and just watch out the window.
Shane, so cute with his binoculars.
Okay, who would you want to trade lives with?
Woo. I think like specifically a person or like what would I
be
I
a
would like to
person.
step into somebody's shoes who's maybe kind of doing something very similar where it's, they're super competitive, but maybe like one of those crazy like finance guys. Like I want to know what it's like on Wall Street, like what a day is like that, like a high level finance person versus like a high level athlete. I wonder how the two can overlap and be so different at the same time. Because I've always wondered what life would look like outside of athletics, like
Yeah.
in the alternate reality that I cared about classes and stuff.
Yeah.
Like what would that have looked like? That would be interesting. But a specific person, I don't really think I could have one person come to mind.
Yeah, that's fair.
There is massive overlap, by the way. There's a guy we had on here.
Really?
His name's Ken Rideout, and he's now the fastest marathoner over 50. And he was on Wall Street for a number of years, and he is the most intense human being you will ever meet. But like, I mean, direct correlation of success. It's pretty crazy.
Interesting.
Wow.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That is very interesting.
Yeah.
All right, Shaine, best day of your life. What are you doing?
I don't know. It'd probably be first at a beach, clear water, friends. Any specific? I don't really know, but just friends in this. Couple of drinks for sure, some good food, and some good music for sure.
Yes.
Maybe like at like a little festival or something, and then chill out on a boat or something, just kind of swim around. Probably that, yeah. Sounds pretty cool.
Do you
great day.
Are you so? Yeah, it's like my dream day as
Yeah.
well. As well. Are you somebody that really likes the water? I mean, I know you're a swimmer, so like you obviously maybe like the water, but you're at the beach and are you in it, enjoying it?
Well, I'm like maybe to like knee deep, and then I'm like, I'm not trying to get eaten by a shark. So
Yes,
I'm
thank
like,
you.
I'll be around water,
Oh.
or like I could just walk in, but after that, I'm not going in. So like somebody's like, oh, you want to go wake surfing? Nope. I'll just watch you. Nope.
I'll enjoy my time on the boat. Thank you.
I don't
Yep.
get like, because I'm the same
like-
way, but you just seem to just like, do you have any thought or fear of sharks when you're out there trying to
Yeah,
surf?
sometimes, but I think like you guys would agree. The more that you think about it, the more that you get like like spun up about it.
Yeah.
So I try to just like, all right, they're here, obviously. Like this is their home. I'm just gonna think that I'm lucky today, and they're not gonna want me.
The way that you say that so casually, she's like, they're here. I'd be like, they're here.
No, but they are. Like it's like when you go into the woods, like there's gonna be bears. You gotta
Is
be.
that the same? But you, yeah,
I don't know.
I guess. Anyways.
I understand both of your perspectives, and I respect it, obviously,
Thank
like
you.
for good reason.
Yeah,
of course.
I respect your. I actually more in awe of yours. Let's just say that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess.
Okay, what movie makes you laugh even after watching it several times?
Ooh, good one.
Step Brothers.
So good.
Such a good
much
movie.
for
Step Brothers and Superbad.
Great
Oh,
picks.
I've not seen Superbad in so long.
Let's watch that tonight.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Shaine. We needed this. Okay, what is the most beautiful pool that you've ever swam in?
Ooh. It has to be that one in Croatia. Have you guys gone to that?
Yes.
That pool is insane.
It's nuts.
Is it Rijeka is the city?
I don't know how to say it,
Something
but
like that.
thank you.
Rijeka, yeah. That's for sure number one. Yeah, I mean, because I've been blessed to be there twice. So that kind of like, that's like
yeah.
cemented in there. Yeah,
camp has
2022.
been there.
And then for Paris, yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's like
crazy.
on a cliff. Is it
Unreal,
overlooking
yeah.
the Mediterranean, Shaine? Is that-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like swimming's pretty dope. If you can get to the high level, you get some crazy stuff,
Yeah.
crazy experiences.
For sure.
That's so. I know. I saw pictures this summer. I was like, that looks.
Yeah,
That's
it's-
bucket list for me.
It's unreal.
Yep. Yep.
All right, we are going to go into our final 3 questions we ask all of our guests. So the first question is, what is a moment or memory outside the sport of swimming that's brought you the most amount of joy?
I'm blanking. Fuck.
The hardest one. for
It
people.
is.
Consumes too much of my life.
Yeah.
Dang it. I don't know. You might have to skip this one, honestly. I don't.
Okay.
I guess I need more joy outside of swimming. I'm blanking.
We can skip.
You can go so I'll give you a hint. So Hubie, we asked Hubie this, and he couldn't think of anything. He did the same thing as you, and then he talked about his like 4th grade when he was on his soccer team and he was the team captain. So you could go back all the way to
Aw.
like so adorable. You could go
Hubie.
back all the way to like grade school, like something super simple like a Christmas or time with family, or it doesn't have to be like any big accomplishment. That's kind of the point of the question.
Oh. Okay. I don't want people to think I'm a psychopath, but I just cannot think of anything.
No, that's not. No, that's okay. It's all right.
Okay.
It's totally fine. Then maybe same thing, moment that has brought you the most amount of joy, but within the sport of swimming.
Within just making the Olympics for sure.
Yeah,
I
that was so cool.
like making it, and then it was me and Carson. I was like, let's go. I mean, I blanked, and like that like footage was all over the summer.
Yeah.
And it was cool. Like I just remember just like freaking out. I was like, oh my fucking God, I did it. And then I just like went ballistic. I just went ballistic, and then it hit me, and I was like, I think I'm about to puke. And then I was like, no, we can't puke in front of everybody. And then I was like, all right, I'm about to pass out. And then I was
Oh
like,
my
no, we
God.
got to do this interview. Yeah, that was like the greatest moment, like just making it. And wait, I'm thinking, I remember it now. My friend, it was at trials, but it had nothing to do with swimming.
Oh, I
One of
love
my
this.
best, yeah, my best friend. One, I was kind of like freaking out already, and they're like, "Hey, man, we want to like watch you make the team, so we're coming." And I was like, "Dude, like this is so much pressure, but hell yeah!"
Let's go. Come.
Like I
Let's do
remember
it.
like thinking that, and I'm just like, "All right, hell yeah, hell yeah!" Like I'll see you here. And then like after I made it, I had dinner with them, and they told me they were having a kid. I don't even know if I'm supposed to be sharing this, but
Gosh.
Well, baby
this was like a year
maybe
ago.
here.
No, the
Yeah,
baby's
yeah,
already.
Yeah, I was gonna say the baby
Little
probably
George.
is here.
Little George. Yeah, that was the craziest.
Like you're like
Just
so you feel so loved, and it's like
yeah. Like they didn't tell anyone. They told me.
wow.
Wow.
Are these friends from McAllen or A&M?
A&M. Yeah,
Oh, okay,
my best
okay.
friend. Yeah, we swam together.
Wow.
That's
huge.
Yeah,
so
crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's yeah. I mean, your
was crazy.
reaction was one of my favorites at trials. Like it was almost like you were like, I don't even know what to do with my body. Like you were just so
I never know what to do. But yeah, that was crazy to know like that, and then meeting him like a couple weeks ago, I was like, oh, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
Full
god.
and then I was like, dude, I'm getting so old. Like I'm freaking out.
Hey,
I
watch
know.
it. Do not say you're old because that makes me a dinosaur.
Oh,
Okay, last question. What is a word that motivates you or inspires you or just encompasses who you want to be?
Maybe excluding the last part. I love to just say trust. I love saying it.
Yeah.
Like sometimes as a joke, but sometimes I actually do mean it. Like trust. Like, I'll do something and Bob will say something and I'll go, trust, don't worry. Or prelims will go a certain way and Bob will be like, you need to like attack this part, trust. But yeah, I mean like also like going back on that, like every person has to be open and they have to be coachable. They have to be open to experiencing things if they want to grow. I was the most stubborn kid because of the way I was kind of brought up and like the path I went through with swimming and what it took to get to different spots for me. I was not a very trusting person. I didn't like trust coaches fully. Like that, something that took so long to unravel and get rid of, being super closed off. So being somebody who allows myself to trust things, trust Bob, trust in, like the work I put in will come to fruition at some point, whenever that is. That's kind of like something that, really using that, I think that's what allowing me to have the success I need to have or want to have to feel happy with what's happening.
that's an awesome message.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, just more of like legacy too, like,
Yeah.
or like how you want to be remembered, like something of that sort too is great.
Yeah.
But yeah, trust.
That's
Trust. The two go hand in hand.
awesome. Do you have that tattooed? I'm trying to think of. your
No, I have
tattoos.
some other stuff.
Yeah, I know you had some. I was wondering. But yeah, it's a great message regardless.
Yeah.
So
Thank you, Shaine. This has been awesome.
yeah, thanks so much
Absolutely.
for your time. Enjoy your afternoon off.
Yeah, I mean, it's
so
only
nice.
3. I got some time.
Yeah, you get to chill. But yeah.
Awesome. Well, good luck in Singapore. I won't be there. She'll be there, but
Yeah, I'll
I'll
see
be
you there.
rooting you guys on
sweet.
from afar.
Let's go. Yep.
Yeah. And have fun in Thailand too.
Yeah.
I so look forward to seeing. That might be another beautiful pool, honestly.
It's gotta be.
It's gotta be. Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely has to be. I've never been to that side, or like that area, like Malaysia or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm excited to
Are
see
like
photos.
elephants around all the time?
Probably.
Like the monkeys are in Singapore?
Yeah. Dude,
Oh, I need to see
monkeys
that.
will take stuff out of your swim bag in Singapore.
I need
Yeah.
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
You'll enjoy yourself.
Hide your valuables because they will
honestly,
steal
they're
them.
little
It's crazy.
bandits. Yeah. All right, Shaine, thank you so much.
Yeah, it's been great chatting.
Yeah.
Yeah.